Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Minister Maurice, aka Reese-c-clear. So the Lord is telling me to let you know today what it looked like. You know what it looked like, when the Lord is in your life, when he is doing for you, when he's doing the impossible. Remember that God is the God of the impossible, that everything he does is going to be something that is impossible. It's going to be something that can't be understood by no one except for those who believe in him, except for those who have the propensity through life, through going through things to recognize it. Like, oh, that's the Lord. That ain't nothing that I done, that's the Lord. That ain't nothing that they done, that's the Lord. That ain't nothing that he done, that's the Lord. Ain't nothing that she done, that's the Lord. People who go through living like that, the Lord will wake you up, and then you'll be able to see, what it looks like when it's him and when it can't be nothing else but him. And he transforms you. Remember, the Lord says, be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. He's made you a lot of promises, and some of y'all are in that promise right now. And others, at the same time that you are in this promises, you don't understand that you have received the promise, because the Lord is bringing you to a point in life, as I just now explained, to where you can recognize it, that, oh, that's the Lord, that's him that did it. And he's transforming your mind into one that can perceive and understand the things that are of God. Because in 1 Corinthians 2:14, read that, the natural man does not understand the things that are of God, nor will he understand them, because they sound like they foolishness to him, because they got to be spiritually discerned. In other words, the things that are of God have to be spiritually discerned. You have to be able to discern this thing with your spirit. So the Lord has got some of y'all in a place where he's in the process of renewing your mind, as far as giving you a heart that's like him, as far as giving you a mind that can understand the things that he's doing for you in your life, so that you don't, give credit to the enemy, or so that you don't get sidetracked, so that you can know the state of course, because signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. So the Lord is bringing you through the mind-blowing confirmations that he is giving you. When the Lord decided that he was going to help you, and because you called on him, when he started listening to you, now he's making you aware of, this is what it looks like, my child. So put it in the comments what it looked like. So this is what it looks like when he's renewing your mind. Suddenly you get a mind that is different. Suddenly you recognize it. All the things that you were doing that wasn't working. Let's face it, this channel is not the channel that is going to sugarcoat anything. I ain't here to hold no hands. I'm here to let you know what the Lord got for you, and that you can count on it as solid, because this is straight up done. It's already done. His will is already done. So let's face it, some of us, we didn't make the best decisions in life. We were doing things that wasn't right in the eyesight of God. And we knew this. You knew it in your heart that it wasn't right with God. So all of the time you was telling yourself in your head, you would hear this tiny voice saying, oh, don't do that no more. That wasn't right. That wasn't cool. Or this ain't good for me. Be it whatever it is. It's some of y'all, it was drugs. Some of y'all, it was gambling. Some of y'all, it was the bad acquaintances that y'all made while y'all was in bad situations. And still, the Lord was there for you. He was there for you the whole time, telling you, don't do this. So that's why you kept feeling these guilty, shameful pains throughout life, that hey, I need to change. Something needs to give. I can't continue to live like this. I can't continue to do it like that. This is the flip side of that. Well, now now the Lord has hearkened on to your voice, and now your mind has changed. Now those things ain't good, and now you standing on it because you don't want to do that anymore, and the Lord has heard you. So now he's with you and he's guiding you. He's no longer walking contrary to you. He is walking with you now, because you've accepted him. So now your mind needs to absolutely change. So when it changes, he knows that this thing is not easy to suddenly change. Imagine every day you went to the corner store. You was content with working, making $60 a day at a corner store. But then all of a sudden the Lord said, then hit you like, okay, now, you need to make more money than that. Like, for what you got, what I got for you is way more than that. Way more than that. So now he needs to get your mind ready for a bigger increase. He needs to get your mind ready for something grandiose, more better than just walking into a corner store and stacking cans on a shelf for your whole day. That what God has for you is exciting, it's exhilarating, but it is also something that is going to be challenge is going to cause the best of you to come forth. It's going to cause the baddest, greatest version of yourself to come forth, because greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. Greater is she who is in you than she who is in the world. So God is causing you to have this change. So now when he begins to change your mind from things and you begin to get things reorganized in your life, then suddenly you no longer fitting into these places. So of course, some people are going to feel rubbed the wrong way. Some people are going to be rubbed the wrong way by you turning out of the wrong way. They're going to, because I was finna say, but you're turning the wrong way, meaning that, they perceive that the way that you're going is the wrong way. But in reality, that's not what it is. They just rub the wrong way because you decided to start doing things the right way. And that will happen. That will happen. Suddenly those people who was friends with you every day ain't gonna be your friends. Suddenly the people that used to be on the corner store selling their stuff and doing their life revolved around the corner store that you worked in. Let's stay with the same analogy. I don't work in the corner store, by the way, but it's something to do, but the people that hung around that place, they knew you, you knew them. But now all of a sudden you're not coming there no more, and people wonder, like, what's changed? What gives? So when they see you in public and when they see you around, they feeling some type of way, like, oh, he don't do this, he don't do that no more. That's the reason why God said, come out from among them and be you separate. Because now that you've decided to change and he's decided to help you and he's decided that he's gonna receive you, then now everything that he's doing is about, first, making you get a mind that recognizes when it's him. When you get the mind that recognizes that it's him, then he's second, helping you to rearrange these things that you would think would be hard. Because remember, that's your income. Now you got to change your whole mind. That in some cases, it's a whole new skill set that he's going to give you. And then when you get that whole new skill set, then you're not going to get to getting paid right away. In a new skill set, you're going to have to practice at it until it make perfect. So then he's going to put you in a situation, in a scenario to where you have ample time to practice and hone the new trade, the new skill set that he has given you. And while you were doing that, you sometimes can feel isolated and alone. But if you pay attention, remember, the first thing he's doing is giving you a mind that understands him. So if you pay attention, then you just recognize how you are set, how you're getting everything that you want and need. And you may not be able to actually have what you want, but you will be able to get what you need. You may not be able to go get steak at the time, but you will recognize that you can always have a burger. So things like this will be happening. You'll be in a bubble, so to speak. And during times like that, it is for your good. And the enemy is not going to like that. He's going to hate that. So the enemy will then begin to try to attack you. He'll be trying to attack you. And when the enemy attacks, he's not doing it from across the street. He's not doing it from someone who you don't know or never heard of. He's going to jump into your family members. He's going to jump into your friends. He's going to jump into all of those people who are still living the lifestyle that you have decided through the Lord that this is no longer good for you. There's something God has better for me. And you're going forth in that. And those people will begin to feel envious. They'll be just outright hard to live with, deal with, to be around them. They'll be judgmental. And this is going to be all attacks of the enemy. These are what I call fiery darts that you will begin to receive out the world. But the Lord is telling me to tell you right now, stay the course, because he with you through it all. He overcame it all. So it don't matter how it looks at the time that you're going through it. That's the reason why he had me tell you all this, because you're going to go through all of this earnestly, because they who worship God must do it with the spirit, and they got to do it in truth, because he can't be lied to. So you got to do this in truth. You got to truthfully believe it. You got to truthfully be willing to walk it. You got to be willing to give it your all. And for you, who I am talking to, you have done that. So now you're in the place where you're just wondering about life. Like, why am I going through all these, the treatment I'm getting from others? It's because you're a child of God. Own it. Until next time, amen.